This might be the worst idea that I ever had.
A few moments later.
Lots of pain. Yesterday I watched a video of the Bardelli bros. One of them ran a marathon without training for it. And I was wondering, can I do this too? There is a marathon here in Halifax in 3 weeks. The Blue Nose Marathon. Ever since I went to Wodapalooza in January, I didn't have any competition and had the Open that didn't go super well. With my schedule and with my traveling and with the wedding coming up and me going back to Germany, there is no opportunity for me to actually compete in a CrossFit competition. So I decided to run a half marathon in 19 days from now. Without any training, I'm gonna document the journey and I'll take you guys with me. Stop playing. It is a couple hours later, and right after I signed up, I posted something on my Instagram asking for any tips how to survive a half marathon without any training. Most common tip, don't do it. Well, that's encouraging. Just spent the afternoon Googling and searching for YouTube videos of people that actually did it before me, but most of them actually had some preparation or they were walking, and I think I'm too competitive for that. So I think I need a plan. I think I need to figure out how to maximize the next 19 days to actually be competitive there. I don't know what a good time is. So, because I don't want this whole half marathon thing influence my CrossFit training too much, I'm gonna put my practice runs on my rest days, which might not be a good idea, but here we are. Just ran my first 5K. Wow, my hair. It was not a pleasant run today, guys. It's pouring rain, it is freezing cold, can't feel my fingers. Great start to the whole adventure. This season, because we're here in Canada and it's very weather dependent if you can run outside or not. I had like 3 running workouts maybe. I ran a mile on the Assault Runner in Miami at Wodapalooza. And that's pretty much it when it comes to running in my case for the last 2 or 3 years. I set myself a couple goals. I think I want to stick to a sub 2 hour and 15 minutes. I think that's realistic for me. It doesn't make sense for me to start like a big running program now, right? I'm way too close to the race. I'm gonna burn myself out if I go for runs like every 2 days. I'm just gonna trust my CrossFit fitness, but I have to expect to be in a lot of pain. More tips that I got were don't sprint, which wasn't the plan at all. I think it will be the total opposite of sprinting, what I'm gonna do there. It is okay to walk. I'm not sure if the competitor inside of me can accept that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. The research online just showed everything that I'm already doing. Nutrition-wise, eat a lot of carbs. Leading up to the race, the only thing that I'm not doing currently that people recommend is the running. With that being said, I'm gonna meet with my friend Kaylee, who actually ran the Boston Marathon. It looked very painful when she crossed the finish line. We're gonna meet for a little practice run, and hopefully she can give me some tips that will help me survive this whole half marathon adventure.
Are you excited?
How you doing?
I'm good.
How's
I'm in recovery.
How's the body feeling after the marathon? I saw a picture on the finish line that looked pretty painful.
It's okay. I went in with an Achilles injury. I knew it was not going to be. I knew it might not be what I wanted. I had a feeling my body would hold up well enough that I'd finish. I just didn't expect it to be like as painful as it was. But I mean, that's what you learn when you have an injury. You really have to be very smart about if you're actually gonna keep moving forward. I'm happy, like I am overall happy with my time, and I just wanted to get to the finish line in the end of the day. Yeah. What do you do for like cardio wise?
A lot of rowing, a lot of on the bike, on the ski. Like the last couple of weeks I started running again, but not more than like 1K at a time. It's like during workouts, right? It's
Right.
not going like isolated runs or anything.
So
I
you
went for a
haven't gone-
5K last week.
I think because you've been doing a lot of cross training, I know that you'll be able to do it. It's just the question will be, like, will your body physically be able to do that distance? And it's like, it will be a little bit more mental toughness too. It might not hurt to play it safe until somewhere between like 12 and 15 before you kind of pick it up, because then you'll know that you still have like 5 or 6K left. The fun thing about the Blue Nose is it's a more hilly race, but I think that's where some of your fitness and cross training will come into play. But it's definitely, it'll take a lot out of you going on the hills, so like slow down on those. But I think that I do think you'll do well. I think you will be able to finish. I think it's like, don't come out too fast.
Yeah.
It's make sure you know that it might be a pace that you're comfortable with, and have fun.
So we just finished up the run. Kaylee joined me for 6K, and I finished another 5 after that, so got a solid 11K in today. So I'm not sure if this running thing will get any easier, but I suffered today. Like, I had to run with my backpack on because I had this gimbal with me. Still could hold a solid 5:17. That's right where I want to be. And one thing that I have to keep reminding myself, and that's also one thing that Kaylee said, just have fun. Especially because it's my first race. It's not about me finishing in a fast time or proving anything to myself. And one thing that she also asked me to mention, that she's not an expert. She just enjoys running. And different things work for different people, right? So if you want to run a half marathon, do your own research, see what you like, what you don't like, experiment around. Maybe do a little more training than I did. We're 10 days out. I feel ready to do it. Like, she assured me that it won't be a problem for me to actually finish the race. It will just be about how much I want to hurt. So we have a slight change of plans here after my 11K yesterday. Went to the gym today on one of the squat cleans and the jerks. I felt like a little pinch in my back. So now I'm on my way to Lauren. Lauren is my chiropractor, and every time I have a little issue with my back, she usually fixes it pretty quickly. So thought I'm gonna take you with me and show you what she's doing. If you don't have any running experience, if your body's not trained to run those longer distances, even if it's just 11K, your body will react to these things. I hope it won't affect my training too much next week or my runs that I have planned, but I'm pretty optimistic. Lauren usually fixes everything pretty quickly. This was also the last time I ran before the race, because what Lauren and I decided during our session was that it makes no sense for me to actually put on more kilometers on my already hurt body and focus solely on my CrossFit training, as was the intention of this whole experiment anyways. So what you see here is basically the last training session that I had before going into the race. On Sunday, we just practiced a little bit of handstand walking. You see I'm still tumbling around, and for tall people it is just not easy to learn anything that has to do with handstand walking, handstand push-ups, and so on. But we did some handstand walk practice. We did an EMOM of 4 handstand push-ups just to practice and get some more volume, right into an EMOM of 4 chest to bar pull-ups, because we still can't string them together very well. And you also see the struggles of tall people in a gym that doesn't have pull-up bars that are high enough for them. We finished it off with a nice little 4-rounder of a couple of tempo push presses at 70%, combined with some seated legless rope climbs going into regular rope climbs, which kind of takes away the advantage of being tall because you can't really jump up and make up distance that way. But yeah, that was basically the last training session before going into the race. Exciting! We're about to pick up our race kit and register for the race on Sunday. Just finished my workout. Legs are heavy, knees weak, palms are already sweaty, but the weather is beautiful, so hope it stays like that over the weekend. Awesome, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good race.
So it is the night before the race. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm gonna go to the starting line and see how I will feel 2 hours later. Honestly, like I feel 100% ready to run the race physically. I'm just a little nervous about the aftermath. Coming back home tonight, probably sitting in the bathtub. Never go to the bathtub, but doing like a little ice bath to wake up the legs a little bit, stretch for an hour or two, and then go to bed. Not really sure what I'm gonna do for food because I'm usually not an eater in the morning. So my plan was actually to get up in the morning, like really early, have my cup of coffee, so that won't affect me. Oops, see that one? Probably not gonna have more than 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and I'm gonna have that probably 2 hours before the race. So just so I'm not gonna run risk of any potential bathroom breaks. But yeah, I'm excited. Gonna keep you updated during the race tomorrow, maybe take a couple videos here and there, but my plan was actually to bring the gimbal with me and run with that and actually do like a live vlog of the race. But I'm not gonna do that because that thing is really shaky. Gonna do it this way, but I'm gonna take a couple videos, a couple shots, and then I'll see you at the finish line. As expected, there was not a lot of time for me to actually pull out my phone and take videos and talk to you because the race was rough. We're halfway there. Home stretch. But it went downhill really quickly from there. Honestly, crossing the finish line was such a good feeling, but the aftermath, well, see for yourself. Made it. Lots of pain, but we made it. Okay. Well guys, we did it. We finished the half marathon in 1 hour, 53 minutes and 28 seconds. I'm super pumped by this time, honestly. My goal was to go for like sub 2 hours. But I felt good. I felt really good on the first 11 kilometers, so I thought I'd push a little bit, which was probably not a good idea. It was a bit too early. Kilometers 13 to 18 were painful. My hip seized up, my calf started hurting, my biceps, because I ran and had my arms flexed all the time, started hurting. So it was a struggle. And once we hit the 18 kilometer mark, something switched inside of me. It was crazy. It was on a downhill portion where this happened, and I was like, okay, 3 kilometers, you can do this. you can pick up the pace. And I'm not gonna lie, I think the last 3 kilometers, I almost ran like 5 minutes per kilometer time, which is insane because on the last piece, if you ever ran the Blue Nose Marathon, the last kilometer is basically just steep uphill. It is crazy. I don't know why they do this. It was pure torture. I don't know how I made it up there. It was just pure willpower and discipline, which was not fun. But honestly, like that feeling when you run downhill towards the finish line and you cross that finish line, it was a weird feeling. It was intense. I had a couple moments during the race where I felt really emotional. Where I honestly, like I felt like, okay, if I let go now, I could cry. And then once you cross the finish line, all the pressure almost falls off. It was also funny because you're running for 2 hours, walking feels really weird. I was tumbling around basically because my legs wouldn't keep me up anymore. And I was breathing really heavy, and at the same time my body wanted to cry, so I was halfway suffocating, choking there, which was not a good feeling, but it was great. My fiance was at the finish line. She brought our dog, and it was a great feeling. My body is slowly recovering. I had an ice bath right after I got home. Foam rolled a little bit, stretched a little bit. I think the moral of the story is if you have never ran more than 15 kilometers, it will be a challenge. You can do it if you have a good level of baseline fitness. It was just my muscles seizing up because they're not used to running. So if you want to run a half marathon, if you want to run a full marathon, you should definitely train for it. Not training for it, signing up like 2 weeks before was not a good idea, but we managed it, we finished it. Again, if you want to do this, make sure you train right. Make sure to work with someone that actually knows what they're doing. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel tomorrow. I'm not sure how it will affect my training in the next week for CrossFit. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little follow along and behind the scenes of a CrossFitter, a taller CrossFitter running a half marathon without any training. If you like this video, if you ran a half marathon in the past without training, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your story. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. There will be more CrossFit content coming, but as you will notice in the next couple of weeks, we will switch locations because I will move back to Germany for a couple months and we're gonna train out of CrossFit Landshut. Then so you will see a new gym, you'll see a couple new people. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you guys in the next video.